All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us live today. So, the webinar will begin shortly, and we're seeing a lot of sign-ups for today's webinar, and a lot of people are coming into the room. So, as we wait for everyone to sign in, allow me to do quick introduction. So, we're also live on Facebook. If you want to invite your colleagues or invite your network, and you want to share it immediately, they can watch it on our Facebook page, Talent View, on Facebook to watch it live. There. So again, welcome to Webinar Wednesday. This is Talent View's Webinar Wednesday for Malaysia. And today we wrap up the Webinar Wednesday series in Malaysia with a topic, how to find the best fit candidates at a time of pandemic. So we know that the global pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, has really hit a lot of industries and has really had a big impact on HR. So now, how do we find the best fit candidates? How do we keep that stellar candidate experience that we've established before, even at the time of a pandemic? So all those questions, all those points, we'll be talking about today. And allow me to do a quick introduction of myself as well. So I will be your host today. I'm Winona Camiling from our Academy team, who is handling all learning sessions of Talent View, including our Webinar Wednesday series. And with us today, we've invited our guest speaker, Nicholas Nathaniel. Nick is our team member from our Malaysia office. He is our talent measurement consultant, and he's had a lot of experience dealing with talent measurement, dealing with assessments, helping our clients, helping our HR community there find the best fit candidates. Whether you find yourselves in whatever situation, freeze hire, hiring as usual, or hiring much more during this time. There. So a few notes as well for me, or from me, before we dive into the session. So first is your Zoom tabs, right? For those who's watching us in Zoom, this is what you're seeing, right? So in the middle, you've got your speaker video, you've got your presentation slides, and this is fully resizable, meaning you can drag it, you can pinch, you can zoom if you're watching via Zoom mobile or the Zoom app on mobile, you can pinch to zoom in or out. And three tabs or three icons at the bottom bar, if you'll notice, are also made available for you. So first is the raise hand button. So anytime you want to ask a question, anytime you need to raise something, whether it's for our guest speaker, Nick, or for the academy team, for any maybe technical issues or questions about the webinar, feel free to fully use the raise hand function. More importantly, though, are the two remaining icons. So you've got your chat and Q&A tabs. So anytime throughout the session, so you don't need to wait for the live Q&A later. Anytime throughout the session, if you've got a comment, if you've got an insight, a takeaway maybe, or just plain questions, you can send them in through the chat and Q&A tabs. And we'll queue them up. If that's a question, we'll queue them up to the live Q&A, or if it's really something, spot on or urgent, we can maybe have Nick answer it right then and there. All right. And then moving on to the next info, let me answer your quick questions. I am seeing in the chats already. Will we be sharing, the presentation slides? Yes, definitely. All the webinar resources will be emailed to you within 24 hours. So that includes the presentation slides, additional resources, and the full webinar recording. So in case, any of your colleagues or your network weren't able to join us live today, you can send this recording to them so that they can watch it at a later time. Or if you want to rewatch it, in your own convenience, you are free to do so. All right. So with those information out of the way, let us discuss the agenda for today, for this webinar. So Nick will be talking about 4 key points today. So again, our topic is how to find the best fit candidates at the time of pandemic. And Nick will be discussing these in a breakdown of 4 points. So first, what is the state of the modern workforce? What do the talents want, or what are they looking for nowadays? What are their needs? Next is how do you filter your candidate pool? So everyone here is in HR. We know everyone here is in sourcing, is in talent attraction as well. So you know how to have your candidate pool. So how do you filter them out? How do you make sure that the right candidates are progressing to the next stage? Third is how do you engage your candidate pool? So it's not just enough that you gather these potential hires, right? You have your candidate pool. You also have to engage with them in order to create a stellar candidate experience. And then the last one is from this candidate pool, how do you identify the best fit for the role, right? So your candidate pool again is your potential hires, and then how do you spot the best fit candidates for the right roles? So all these points Nick will be talking about. If at any time you want to take a screenshot or you want to share on social media, maybe on LinkedIn, please feel free to tag us or use the hashtags Webinar Wednesday or Talent View Learning so that we can pick up the conversations online. We'll be happy to see them online. Okay, so without further ado, let me turn over the virtual mic to our guest speaker for today, Nicholas Nathaniel, or Nick for short. Nick, over to you.
All right. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Selamat pagi to all that have attended us today. Thank you so much for your time, taking time to join our webinar today. Thank you also, Win. So yes, a very quick introduction about myself. I handle talent measurement initiatives in Malaysia in Talent View. So such key clients like IJM, IOI, Schindler, and so on. And I'm a Talent Certified Assessor. I consult mainly on assessment methods for even graduate recruitment programs, scholarship programs, and even development programs uh, as such, right? And I have a degree holder from for psychology from Sunway University as well, right? Oh, okay, so moving forward, so a bit about Talent View as well. So we are an employer branding firm also, and we use strategy and design and technology uh, co- to consult for our clients challenges and solution as well. So some of the client key partners that we work with is workplace by Facebook. So it's kind of like a Facebook for only work engagement tool. We have Indeed, our job board sourcing partner. We have Phoenix ATS, such as our applicant tracking system. Hootsuite, which is our job board social media aggregator, and Digimind as well. Okay. So, and here are some of the key clients we work with across the region of APAC as well. So, yes, some of it from Malaysia, yes, IJM, Roche, UDA as well, mainly. All right. So before we begin moving forward, I would just like to hear some audience insights. We'd like to hear from you. What is your top challenge in your recruitment initiatives now? It doesn't have to be a lot, maybe your top most number one challenge that you are currently facing in how to say the now normal as we speak. We have definitely gotten used to the recent pandemic as well. So do feel free to put into the chat what is your current challenge for recruitment, your initiatives as well, right? So I'll just give you some time for that while I'll just take a quick sip of my coffee. All right, feel free to share. Hiring critical skills position by Ray. Yes, definitely, because finding out the specific skills for jobs, because we always know that the candidates have competencies and potential when we are seeing from their CV or so, but definitely trying to validate them is definitely an issue as well in the recruitment progress. So yes, definitely. Thank you for sharing, Ray. Mm, yes. Q&A. High demand by Hilda. High demand of certain tech skills that staff keep jumping. Yes, yes, definitely. The high demand of, yeah, because definitely with the push for current digital literacy as well, that is definitely uh, uh, a challenge that most companies are facing as well. And having, especially in the IT side, a lot of the demand of the tech skills is certainly out there as well. So that definitely is a challenge for recruitment as well, right? And getting the appropriate uh, talents for the job, right? Unable to fit salary expectation, not competitive. Yes, yes, definitely. That is one aspect as well, because it depends on how the what is this it depends on what the candidate is looking for. Sorry, the candidate is looking for, because in their expectations. So definitely, if that is one of the challenges, perhaps also putting in what other criterias the organization can be of value in that sense as well. So yeah, thank you for sharing as well. All right, so thank you for the insights. We can just move forward very quickly now. All right. So, a quick guide to your virtual recruitment. So, just to give a brief overview of how we look at recruitment process, it is mostly in a sense a funnel, because up from talent attraction side and gaining from your job boards and reaching out to the candidates and getting the pool that you need, definitely understanding the market demographics and your strategies is certainly a crucial aspect of in attracting them. So that is probably most definitely at the top, and then coming down to the screening and measurement side. So definitely, if you're having, let's just say, 1,000 candidates, and then you're uh, wanting to screen them down and knowing what exactly competencies that is required for the job is definitely crucial as well, because not all jobs require all the general competencies. Sometimes there are very specific ones, especially if they go up, like managerial will require more leadership competencies, and more IT based, definitely, and also accounting. Sometimes they need to have more attention to detail of sort. And yeah, boiling them down up to your 250, then to your 30 candidates also is the second part of the funnel, right? Screening and measurement, filtering the candidates. So, and then comes to the selection side. So the selection side, so yes, pertaining to Ray's sharing earlier as well, the skills is sometimes a difficult aspect. So adding in the selection area in identifying the skills that is needed for the job specifically. So IT skills, accounting skills, all these kind of specific validation could be in terms of the selection process when you have probably at most your 30 or 40 candidates or so, right? And then yeah, so having provide a job preview, virtual live simulations that to validate and also observe how the candidate is portraying their skills, and also conducting an interview process with the line managers, right, one on one, because when they are able to line managers are able to identify and also help validate from their experience and perspective if the candidate knows what he's talking about, and also able to share what the expectation is as well from their team or their job site, so that the candidate and the line manager are aligned, right? And then coming down to the hiring and virtual onboarding side. So definitely at the end, you have your reference and medical checks. So of course, having a backup of your candidate pool is crucial, because when you do your reference and medical check, sometimes the information that they have provided and shared may not be true, or maybe they have not shared certain information as well. So having some candidates to definitely fill up the position would be beneficial. All right, then offer close, and the hiring and onboarding. So making sure that they have the relevant materials, especially now virtual materials as well, to enable them to begin their job and have a huge jump start to their to the beginning of their job with the company. All right, so let's just start with the state of the modern workforce, a quick capture of how we are globally, and then we can zoom into the Malaysian market as well. All right, so this is how digital is, what digital capture of the entire the world of as of October 2020, so relatively recent as well. And this is by Hootsuite from their social research that they have conducted as well. So a total population of globally is 7.81 billion, right? And of that number, 67%, 55.2 billion unique mobile users. So they are all currently using possessing mobile and access to the webs, the internet as well. So internet users from the total population is 60%, 4.66 billion, and also 53% of the total population are active social media users. So definitely this is from the push of the pandemic for people in general to have digital literacy of what is and understanding to keep up with the current happenings and also the things that are going on around them as well. So this is definitely knowing what exactly where we are heading as well. All right. So next, moving into Malaysia's side. So Malaysia has a population of 32 million, and mobile phone users are also of 127%, so 40.69 million. So you might be asking, why is it that the number of mobile phone connections are actually higher than the total populations, right? So then that would I would answer that in the sense that most people, some people also have two mobile phones, one for business, one for personal use. And also there are also, these phones with two SIM cards as well. So having in multiple accesses, of course, definitely contributes to the increase of number of mobile phone connections as well. So internet users of 83% and active social media users 81%. So understanding that that's where the most of the current population is at and where they are moving forward to, definitely is an opportunity to understand where exactly that the candidate pool is specifically, and also wanting to capture specifically understanding the market as well. Are they on Facebook? Are they on Twitter? Are they on Instagram? And also all understand it differs, varies on age and also job levels as well on where they are at, right? Certainly. So moving on, so time per day spent using the internet. So if you can see, Malaysia is at 8 hours using the total time using the internet, right? So which is quite above the worldwide benchmark or average benchmark, which is in white here. So the worldwide benchmark is at 6 hours and 43 minutes. So almost an hour ahead on average. That is how much in the people and the demographics are currently using in Malaysia, the time spending on the internet itself. Right. So zooming in from the internet side, how much time are they actually spending on social media? So in social media itself, it's almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Also above the average from 2 hours and 2 hours and 30 minutes of the worldwide average as well. So a lot of time we Malaysians are also spending also is on Instagram and Facebook. I think mainly Instagram and Facebook, and also perhaps, yeah, LinkedIn, right? That's mainly the top three. Not so much Twitter. Maybe I might be wrong. But yeah, that's the most time on that they're spending on social media as well. All right. So in terms of how are they accessing these towards the social media and internet as well, right? So 98% are actually using it on any types of phone. So most of them, 97%, are on smartphones. So that's definitely a big a big capture of where they are, how they are accessing it, and also 11% is on non-smartphone mobile. So those rubber keypads, the olden version, probably the flip phone. I think there's also a smartphone that is a flip phone right now, and also laptop or desktop computers 72%. All right, so this is definitely understanding that it is a push in terms of digital wise, and capturing the candidates on where they are at certainly is crucial as well. So tablet device 32%, right, and a few others that we can put in as well. Games console 16%, and yes, virtual devices and smart home as well. All right, so moving in, playing games. So I just wanted to highlight this as well, that currently in Malaysia, the games is a big part uh, of our culture as well. Seemingly, because 87% on any kind of devices, people are playing games. Any kinds of games, up till from Candy Crush up till your how to say, your Mobile Legends, or PUBG as well, right? So those are on the smartphone uh, aspect. So there's 79%. So most of where people are at on the smartphone side. So this gives a capture of how games have impacted our society, and how, if you can include, or at least in a sense make it seem the recruitment process is having gamifying it, certainly will help increase the engagement and the attention of candidates, definitely when you're going down in the ages as well. This would be certainly a stronger pull factor for in terms of their job application process as well, right? So that is, yeah. And in PC or desktop 42%. So these are, your what do you call it, first player shooter games and so on. And yeah, games console 22%. So your PS4, and then recently released PS5 as well, and tablet computer, right? So yes, now we'll just move on to now how to filter your candidate. So now you know where the water is, right? And exactly where to cast your net. So how do you filter? You have your pool of candidates. Now you are sifting them down to the ones that are relevant for the job that you are posting or hiring for, right? So that's where we are moving into. So, despite the pandemic, from our employer brand strength report of this year, so sharing, despite the pandemic, majority of organizations still plan to recruit up to 500 employees in the next 6 months. So, from the push of the pandemic, definitely it has slowed down, accommodating to the new normal that time, which has now turned into the now normal. So people are currently coping up with technology. Digital literacy has increased. People are knowing the know-hows on navigating through the internet, and also tools that they have explored. So the learning curve has already been passed in that sense, where we have coined it the new normal. So now it's the now normal. People are understanding how to reach out to the candidates, and also now that they know, they are able to navigate through, and also give in the results that is intended for the business prospects as well, right? So yes, the first item I would like to put out is also optimizing your job description. So definitely this is very crucial, because this is the first on the job boards, or on your job sites as well. How to knowing what the relevant information to put on the job description is very strong. All right, so because this is the understanding, this is where they are going to read your about your company, and about what the job is expecting, and whether it's relevant to them, right? So open with a strong opening and attention grabbing summary. So that is very very crucial as well. So it depends definitely on the level of people that the work experience people that you are looking forward to, how professionally, how what you want to say. Definitely towards the younger generations, you want to be more light, and more engaging, and towards the higher aspects of work experience, you definitely want to give more insights in terms of the values and what they can uh, expect as well, right, for themselves. So yes, avoid internal lingo. Of course, this is one thing that that is crucial as well, because you don't want them to be confused and not understanding what exactly that you're posting on your job boards or job sites, because then they would be thinking, I'm not so sure what this means. Maybe I'm not qualified enough, or maybe I have a bit more to learn, and then it might be a more of a demotivating factor in that sense, right? Not so strong, but yes, it definitely does affect. Hook your target talents with details that make your company unique. So that's definitely something. This is relating to your employer brand as well. The values that your company has, you want to put it out there, and that this is what you treasure. This is what you can expect from joining us. This is yeah. So you want them to know what exactly that you're providing as well. Okay, hold on. Yes. Hi, hi, Sue. Glad that you can join us as well. Yes. All right. So, specify how the position fits into the organization. So, yes, coming back to the expectation of the candidates and how they can relate to the position and the organization, and see where they are at as well, because some definitely they are not going the attracting factor, and they want to fill out the job application. They want to know what they're getting into. All right. So include a list of hard and soft skills required for the qualification. So definitely this is probably the first thing that most candidates or job seekers look at. They will want to see the requirements and whether it's relevant to them, whether they are needed for whether they have the specific qualifications, and then usually they would go about reading the rest of it as well. Okay, include a salary range and your top perks and benefits as well. So again, what exactly that sets you apart from other companies in terms of your workplace benefits as well, right? Moving forward. Hold on. Promote your employer brand. So yes, is what sets you apart from your other companies that are giving their workplace experience, right? So a bit different from branding. Branding, employer brand is the culture and values that your company holds in terms of their work environment and so on. So this is something that you want them to know. This is how our culture is, this is the values that we hold, and then you want them to at every touch point, especially the first one as well, you want them to see uh okay, this is how it is, this is the person that you would like, that is in charge, the leader, and so on. So this definitely targeting this depends on the level of people that you want. Probably your graduates different, and also going up in the work experience would be different as well. All right. So this helps in attracting top talent at a lower cost. It helps raise your awareness of your EVP. So EVPs are your employer value propositions. So such as your work and your workplace environment. Whether it's like how to say Changi, it's really cool. The people, then also maybe perhaps your compensation and benefits. So answering back to a question of Ray just now, the challenge. So posing in possibly if they are not looking for compensation and benefits, you can also put in, okay, perhaps that is not what our strong points, but we do have perhaps a very strong leadership within the company as well. We have a very strong work environment. The team is we are open to very open to different cultures joining the organizations as well. All right. So this is one of the ways exactly to overcome that challenge. All right. Measure results that matter. So the touch points are the click rate. What is exactly working when you're putting your ads out there? Where are you putting your ads? And yeah, what kind of images, perhaps, all those down to detail videos of your work environment that you are putting, what exactly is actually reaching and connecting with the job seekers out there as well. All right. So leverage, and it also leverages employees to boost your employer brand. So yes, not only does the job seekers that are going through the path of your recruitment funnel, the journey is are the ones that will tell. Of course, definitely the organization, the people within your organization are the ones to also uh shout about, boast about your workplace environment. My company ABC is really good, my leader is really good. And yeah, so these are the things. In fact, it's the one of the strongest points that that helps in getting referrals. And yeah, this also increasing the ROI as well. All right. Use technology as an enabler. So yes, since we are now getting into the current age of technology, we are trying to get it at the tip of our fingers, understanding where we can put enhancing the recruitment process. You can, yeah, just add in specific other aspects as well, just to ensure that yeah, this is going to make it better for the organization and also for the recruitment process as well. All right. So video interviews. So video interviews, that to me they are also live video interviews between the recruiter and the job seeker as well. Also the line managers. But there's also video interviews where you can have them record themselves. And if you're having a lot of candidates that are coming in, and when you're sifting them down to the specific competency depending what you're looking for, then you can look at their videos and see whether they have answered the question satisfactorily, if that's what you're looking for as well. All right. Online testing. So online testing, definitely also their competencies for the job. Whether they are resilient. Is that what they're looking for sales? Is that what you're looking for the accountancy line? Is that what you're looking for IT? Would that candidate coming in for IT um, be appropriate for the team? So yeah, online testing helps to navigate through having the results come in via anytime when the candidate has completed the assessment also. All right. Then you have your applicant tracking system. So yes, definitely to share as well. Some organizations, they have they are still doing it manually. So in this sense, if you're having 5, 10, 20 candidates, of course, perhaps manually is the better way to go. But if you're having 1,000 candidates to the 1,000 candidates, an applicant tracking system would definitely be beneficial into classifying them and understanding where they are at, coming in and categorizing them as well. All right. Hold on. All right. Okay. So, online onboarding tools. Yes, definitely. The fourth part is they are getting in their tags, their accesses, the relevant information for them to be onboarded. Certainly virtually as well. So this is something I think definitely has to be adapted into, in the sense of yeah, online. And yeah, this would help them get a good jump start as well in their career, in their job, new job. So, and then lastly, employee collaboration tools. So yes, how exactly in the company that you're having, is everyone connecting with each other? Is it via WhatsApp? Is it Facebook? Is it what is this? WeChat, Viber. So I think mainly in what we have Malaysia is WhatsApp. And then in WhatsApp, probably not. There are certain limitations to WhatsApp. They can't do video calls, and there's a limitations to the video calls. I mean, they can do video calls, but they can't do it on the laptop. That's what I meant. Sorry. So yes, so that's a limitation in that itself. So probably you're having it separately for Google videos or so. So having a employee collaboration tools, probably you want to look for a solution that has the entirety of it. Uh, Enabling all the data, your onboarding tools, also having it online, and connecting with them immediately as well. Okay. All right. Okay, hold on. All right. So then now moving on to how can you engage to your candidate pool that you have currently as well, right? So 70% of employers think the application process takes less than an hour. However, the average candidate spends around 3.5 hours on an application as well. So definitely you can hear some of the candidates that I have encountered as well. It's the process of sending in the application sometimes is a very daunting process as well, because sometimes and also you they don't even get back updates or so in terms of their expectations of how it is that they are getting the time spent and in relation to what they're getting back as well. So it is more than what we usually think in terms of the recruitment application process. So, what would help in this sense is defining your candidate journey. All right. So this is definitely helping to know the process where exactly you're beginning. What putting yourself in their shoes. What would they want to go through, and also all up to the aspect of the hiring offer as well. Okay, so you'll start off with their background check, their FB application form, career site, job fair as well. Yeah, and the CV screen. Then coming in, boiling it down to the application tracking system, and then you can put into their HR initial video interview. That is the you can put this as a online video interview aspect. Having them record and then put in if you have a lot of candidates as well. And definitely yeah, and moving on to online assessment, virtual line manager. And then so now you have your basic core uh, backbone of what exactly the journey is. Then you want to know what you can what exactly you're looking for, right? Because it has to cater to the job that you're posting, and the job seekers. So and also at what level they're at. So having, probably you want to inject a branding video, whether you're looking for them in terms of whether they can fit the culture. And then you want to include the assessment, skill testing, and then finally the background checks, and then the offering and hiring. Okay, so hold on. All right, so we have a question from Robin. The employer has a great brand image. The internal employees will have knowledge of the culture and values at the workplace. To what extent do negative stories from existing employees or resigned employees about the workplace affect the impression of the graduates towards highly reputed employer and quality of resumes received? Yes, to in a certain sense, definitely, it depends for graduates to say. Um, Usually when they are coming out and they are more impressed if they are highly reputed, definitely they would want to join in the organization and have it as their in their CV as well. And so that would probably not hinder too much in them wanting this is also in a sense from my experience as well, from graduates point of view. But also it might affect the time that they would stay within the organization as well. So this would where uh, the employer brand definitely would be a very attractive factor for candidates, because they are also first and foremost, the younger generation are the most digitally literate literate uh, demographic aspect of the country as well. So they taking into account, they would definitely take it with a grain of salt before they go. And it depends as well how close the employees or their referral or their impressions of who they are speaking to. It depends on that aspect as well. And also the degree of education also does affect the opinion of candidates as well, because taking it with a grain of salt before they go in terms of the implicating the graduates' impression of the company. I think in the most strong one, because the values that most graduates are looking for is mostly sometimes compensation and benefits, leadership, and also the development that they are looking for within the company. So when the younger generation, when they're in the company, just giving them a good impression as well might help to change around in that sense of the employers as well. All right. I hope I answered your question, Robin. Thank you so much for the question. All right. All right. Okay. So we have a question from Sue. Yes, the emails will be shared at the end of the session to everyone within the webinar as well. So no worries on that end. Okay. So coming back to the the filtering of the candidates, right? So the engagement, sorry. So when you have a job application form that they have to fill up for the candidates, they usually a very strong way to help overcome the process that they have to do is just shortening it and simplifying it. So usually sometimes that we send out the application, we would want all their details, and this is in effect a very daunting process for the candidates, especially the younger generation, since they are they are very, their attention span attention definitely flickers to a certain degree. All right. So what do you want to include? So you can actually ask this question before putting out the job application. What exactly do you want to include in the job application form? Perhaps definitely not in terms of the job function as well, but you just want to know the capture, what is important that you for them to fill out before they move forward as well, right? So the name, address, phone number, yeah, and whatever you need to filter depending on the number of candidates that you have. Of course, you have their CV filtering as well. So keeping it short and simplified is a very strong way to push forward in this sense, right? To help overcome the long process for them. Okay, so this also can be done with the job boards and sites that you are engaging with, helping using the job boards, the availability of them to the services that they have to filter out initially, because I believe in Indeed, which is one of our partners as well, you are able to answer a few certain questions before you are moving forward to the application, filtering them into the candidate pool. So that is a very easy and quick way for the candidates to very quickly just run through and apply. All right, so let's move forward as well. So yes, we have we're a bit short on time. I'll just go very quickly. So top competencies across the industries as well. So definitely starting off, emotional intelligence. This is a very strong competency, in a sense that I would say it is required of everyone usually in the, but especially HR. But because it is, I would put it as more a higher rating of IQ as well, because IQ is what is needed for you to be effective at your job and understand and be able to do the job professionally, but um, effectively. But emotional intelligence helps you keep that job, and also ensures in a sense of job satisfaction rate, because understanding, including cohesion within the team. All right. So achievement, yes, ambitious people are always needed within the organization. That they are intrinsically, or yeah, self-motivated to want to prove themselves, right? So understanding what they are where what their wants is also very strong. Implementation, definitely, yeah, implementing the process, adhering to the guidelines, and also wanting them to progress forward, and showing that job is put forward as well, if appropriately. Teamwork, yes, teamwork. I think this is globally, and I think over time, since the beginning of time, teamwork is a competency that is needed for organizations, even cultures or clans, or civilization in a sense as well, because that saying, bercerai bercerai roboh. I forgot. I'm so sorry. It's bersatu teguh bercerai roboh. Yes, that's the one. Yes. So you have the arrow, that long thing, and then you have multiple arrows. You can't break it as well. So learning agility is one where the ability to learn information very quickly and on the spot. So this is very crucial for probably SMEs because when they are coming in, the candidate is not only doing their own specific job, they're also having to go across functions of other jobs as well. So their job specification may not be in their line, but also multiple lines as well. So learning ability, definitely this is coincides with learning agility, the ability to actually process and also crunch do the job effectively in understanding their skills and skill set as well. Resilience, this is highly relevant for salespeople, also, and definitely people with very stressful or high KPIs as well. So, if there's high stress, inclusive, definitely resilience is a very key thing as well, because your ability to handle stress and move forward is something that's very sought out of, because we want people that can power through the storm, right? Competency based videos, so yes, that is one thing you can actually put in, gauge individual aspirations using online video interviews. So putting in questions beforehand: what are your short and long term plans, what motivates you as an individual, and how can the organization help you achieve your goals. So these are some of the questions that you can validate beforehand, and how they answer it, and from their aspect of definitely helps to HR or the recruiters, uh, even development side as well, understand what they are expecting, and whether the organization can be able to provide, and whether they would be a good fit for the job. All right. Multiple device compatibility as well. So optimize your process for mobile devices. More than 55% of candidates complete their application form through mobile, right? So ensuring that you're capturing them through mobile, definitely job boards, making it user friendly in terms of how they are navigating through the website, and engaging them by gamifying the experience as well. So putting in games for the candidates, yes, relating to the info from the beginning, the workforce. Yes, the having it gamified definitely increases the engagement to a certain extent, because it is a game and everyone loves games, right? Secret stash are company specific messaging done through various steps of recruitment. So you can inject in your employer brand video if you do have one, or perhaps you want to look to create one as well. Maybe perhaps a message from your CEO definitely is a strong factor in welcoming them, and also giving them a good capture from coming in as well. So including the logo, color elements, this helps them know that the assessment is definitely coming from the company, and they will also be strong in helping increase your employer branding side, because they will definitely talk about it. Company A and ABC has a really really cool recruitment process. All right, and then lastly, how to identify the best fit candidates. All right. So lastly, focus on the experience and accomplishment. So we do have further screen and select candidates by looking at their past behaviors. So we have the star methodology, something I don't know if you're familiar with it. So once you have their competencies from their assessment of their personality, because it's a self-report of personality essentially. When you have their results, perhaps you can even ask probing questions. So probing the competencies is a very strong thing as well. So let's just say, what was the latest you had to deal with a difficult to deal client, and then moving on to, so how did you overcome, what did you do to overcome the challenge, and then what was the result from that as well. So these are the questions that help probe and validate the competencies of what you're looking for. All right. Role of your line managers. So line managers are definitely would play a very strong aspect in validating the technical competencies that you're having as well. So including them. I believe you had a question on in terms of the IT side. Definitely including the line managers and understanding the capture of IT candidates and their roles, whether they be, I mean, also a good fit for the team, but also understanding their understanding of the job that they're applying, their technical skill sets, all the Python, C++, and all that, whether they know what they are talking about as well. All right. So, and the line managers are able to do this well as well. So, present the position and role well. Yeah, giving them a set expectation of when they're joining. This is how the team is. This is how the team would. This is what you can expect. This is what the perks that we have. So, coming from the line managers would be a very strong aspect as well. So, pro tip: conduct peer-to-peer interview. So this would inclusive of the line managers, the team as well, and letting them know, oh, okay, this is what we do also here and there from the viewpoint of the team side as well, would be beneficial for the job seeker or the candidate that is being interviewed. All right. Okay. So a few key points before we end the session. Um, State of the modern workforce: conduct your own internal audit, existing target talents, identify and adapt strategies to the best reach your target candidates. All right. That is definitely knowing your candidates, what you can give them, the values within your company, the culture. That is something that you can do, and knowing the strategies of how to reach out to them, especially target candidates, how to filter your candidate pool, identifying competencies, what is it that you're looking for, and um, uh, keeping the process short and simple. All right. How to engage your candidate pool: engage adding elements with your employer brand, yeah, setting the expectation, knowing what they are coming into, and also communicating well with them at every stage. How to identify the best fit candidates: provide a realistic job preview, and involve line managers in the selection process as well. All right. So thank you from my end. I will just hand it over to my colleague Win.
All right. Thanks, Nick. Love the insights that you shared, particularly at the start. Thank you for sharing some key data as well in terms of the state of the modern workforce and the digital landscape. So we want to hear from our attendees as well, particularly those who in our Zoom room. So what is your key takeaway from this webinar? So Nick has presented earlier, key points, how to best find candidates that are right for the role, that are right for specific roles. So let us ask you, what is your key takeaway from this webinar? And if I may add as well, maybe what is something that you will do differently after this webinar? Hearing from Nick's sharing, doing your own quick reflections now. What is one thing that you will um, either start doing or do differently from this point on? And as we see the answers from the chat box, allow me to share as well. I really like the point, Nick, wherein you shared about involving line managers, because essentially it should be collaborative, right? It shouldn't be like the typical, I would say, administrative. They fill out maybe the manpower requisition form, and then HR processes it, finds, and then it's sort of like a factory, or very administrative. So it has to be more collaborative. You have to have that talk with your line manager. You need to be clear from the start. So really good sharing. And earlier, I also noticed, right, there was a question from our audience about more about employer branding, right? They were asking about how much is the impact in terms of negative maybe reviews, or negative feedback in terms of the candidate experience and its impact to the brand. So that's really interesting, because when you look at it, when you take a step back, talent measurement, or having or building this great candidate experience, finding the right roles for the right talent, really falls under the umbrella of employer branding, right? So
Yeah.
in order for you to get the best fit candidates, as Nick has, fleshed out in his presentation, there's also the reminder that you also need to know your organization, right? Aside from knowing the specifics of the role, who are you as the employer? What do you stand for, right? What do you offer? Because from when you ask them as well, I also noticed, when you ask them their key challenges, some of the responses were, hiring for specific skill sets. Particularly, the challenge was in terms of compensation, in terms of salary. They were not competitive. So, a recommendation there, right? So if you know that compensation is not where you shine, what else are you offering, right? And that also begs the question, for your organization, who are you as an employer? What do you stand for? What do you offer, right? Because compensation, of course, right? To be candid, it's very important for everybody, but that's not everything our candidates are looking for, right? For example, some may be looking for leadership. Some may be looking for growth opportunities, looking at growth opportunities within your organization. And, you know, that's really an implication also of your sharing earlier about the candidate experience. It has to be embedded there. It has to be communicated from the start, right? When you filter your candidate pool should have a clear understanding already of who you are as an employer. What is it you're hiring for? What is it they're applying for, right?
Yeah.
And, as a last key takeaway also, I like that you really fleshed out a point that engage your candidate pool, right? It's not just filter your candidate pool. This is how you find them. No, you have to also engage them, right? Because now, if you don't have a great candidate experience, if you don't put, maybe, let's say, the human touch, right? The H2H, as they call
Yeah.
it, human
Exactly.
to human connection in the candidate experience, you're really going to lag behind your competitors. All right. So I'm seeing some questions also from our Q&A and some sharings in the chat tab. Yes, promote company culture, definitely. This is one key insight as well. I think the team has loaded some questions from the audience. Let's flash that in the next slide there. So, how a question is, how do they get leadership buy-in or support to invest in psychometric tools? So you mentioned that some tools earlier, virtual, interviews. You've got your assess screening and selection assessments. How do you get leadership buy-in here, Nick?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Great question as well. So, in terms of definitely, I would throw back the question of why exactly would you would like to look for? Are you looking for psychometric tools as well? So, highlighting the key challenge that you are having and needing the psychometric tool would definitely be a strong point in giving the leaderships getting a leadership buy-in, because they are. And saying how psychometric tools will be able to solve that challenge or problem. And because leaders, they're always about results, right? So that's definitely what they would like to look for in terms of what is the end result of if we invest into psychometric tools as well.
All right, great. Definitely. Love that straightforward answer. Paint that picture. It's all about the results when you talk about executives, when you talk about leadership. So get those data in, get that metrics in, and paint that picture for your leadership pitch, right? Next question from our audience, and I think this is the last. Yeah. For the questions that we weren't able to answer live today, definitely Nick and I will be picking those up via email or via LinkedIn. So, question, Nick, how can they make sure that the assessments are bias free and reliable? Particularly, a lot of assessment tools are coming up, a lot of ways to come up with screening and selection assessments are coming up as well. How do they make sure, or how do they check the validity and reliability of these tools?
Yes, great question as well. So, in terms of assessment wise and any personality or cognitive assessments, they do have their white papers for reliability and validity. So, reliability in the sense that it's always measuring consistently and appropriately what it's measuring, and validity is that it's measuring what it's supposed to measure as well. So, do request if you're looking into assessments as well, for the white papers of this to know that this is what it is a valid assessment. And in terms of biasness, uh, personality assessments, assessment all assessments in the sense usually are not culture appropriated, because they are generalized questions in terms of knowing themselves and how they react to the world as well.
All
Yes.
right, great. Thanks, Nick. And maybe if you've got, that cheat sheet, a general guideline for them, like this is the, if you have like that sort of slide, maybe we can share that with the audience as well. Like if you use STAR method, this is how it's reliable. Or if you've got the table of comparison, that will be perfect as well. I'm seeing some requests in our chat box for that. So it would be good if the team can share that after this webinar. All
Yes.
right. So I believe that's the time that the only time we have for our live Q&A. Again, Nick and I will be picking up on those we weren't able to answer live via email. So some final notes. Again, thank you, Nick, for joining us today. And with that, we wanted to ask the audience, how was your webinar experience today? So a poll will be popping up in your screen. There you go. Please do let us know how you found the session today, and you'll get a chance to receive a copy of the ebook by John Austin. I believe, yes, John Austin, CEO of Talagen, called "The Paradox of Hiring: How to Use the Data to Recruit the Best Talent Fast." Wow, can I join this, Nick? Can I join this so that I can get a copy of this ebook? Sounds interesting.
Yes.
Paradox of Hiring. All right. Okay, so as we get those poll answers and a few reminders as well in the next couple of slides from me. So webinar resources definitely will be shared within 24 hours. For those who weren't able to join us at the start, yep, we will be sharing the recording as well so that you can rewatch it in your own convenient time later on. And then a couple of other notes from us as well in the next slides. So we touched a bit on employer branding earlier, right? So we do have an online employer branding course on Udemy. This is recently published, so all the data, all the worksheets, the templates are relevant, are up to date. And this is only a 30-minute online course. So in these 30 minutes, you'll be able to, I would say, master the fundamentals of employer branding. You'll learn how to attract, retain, and engage talents in these 30 minutes. So QR code is there. The links will be shared also after this webinar. Feel free to join us in Udemy. Yeah. All right. So I'm seeing a lot of poll answers. Thank you so much. Okay, so I believe that's it. That's a wrap for our webinar Wednesday today. Thank you so much for joining us. We'd love to continue the conversations in our website, talentview.asia. We've got tons of free HR resources. If you're looking to, download any review, this is strategic planning season. So templates, cheat sheets, definitely available for you to download for free. And follow us on LinkedIn as well. We are Talent View Inc. And if you've got any questions, you can email us learning@talentview.asia. Again, posting on social media, please use hashtags Webinar Wednesday or Talent View Learning. We'd love to read those posts, and connect with us on LinkedIn. So just point your mobiles here. It'll automatically redirect you to our LinkedIn. We'd love to connect with you. And that's it. Nick, thank you so much for joining us. Any last message or final message for our audience today?
No, yes. Thank you for having me, especially. And yes, hopefully the people that attended have gotten some insights as well, and even if a little. And thank you for also having the time to join us as well. Much appreciated.
All right, that's it for our webinar Wednesday in Malaysia for 2020. We'll see you guys in the next year. So that's maybe next month, Nick. But we'll see you for 2021 webinar Wednesdays. We'll definitely have more sessions there. All right, see you. Happy lunch, everybody. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye bye. Thank you.